Coming to the education space and the Council of Architecture, the syllabus, there's because of technology, the way society is changing and how rapidly India is growing. In general, regarding education, not specific to architecture, but of course, architecture is part of that. There is a growing need for change in the way faculties, infrastructure across colleges in India are dealing with this.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing at LPU, and what are some of the positive changes you're looking forward from the Council of Architecture?
Right. Um, so, I mean, I think over the past 10 years, the council has been very supportive, I would say. Why? Because they've been flexible.
Okay.
I think that is the best thing council could have done. They've given guidelines which are very flexible, and they're asking institutions to innovate. So architectural institutions across India, I think majority of them are innovating. For example, what we are doing here at LPU, I mean, there are multiple things, but I'll mention one or two things.
Sure.
One is an experiential learning thing that we have started. So we do it once or twice a semester, where the student goes out into the field and they are learning hands-on. Could be working in an architect's office. I mean, training is already there, but here you are going to an architect's office for 2 weeks and you're looking at the working of an architect's office.
Okay.
You're going to a project, you're working with the architect for a short period of time and understanding that project in depth. The other thing we are doing is live projects. So whatever projects we are doing, whether they are in first year, second year, third year, they have to be actual projects which are being built on site. So the idea is that the student gets a brief for the project which is actual, which is not hypothetical.
Sure.
And then that brief has to come from an architect. It could be a competition project. And we try to invite the same architect to interact with the students. So the student gets first-hand information that these are the constraints which are actual on-site. So it's just not the faculty's perspective, because faculties can never think like a client.
Right.
Or, I mean, they try to do their best, but sometimes it's very difficult. So these are just two things which we are doing here. So actual hands-on live projects and experiential learning.
I would also like to add to that, apart from just bringing in architects and, letting them explain the context, the kind of work they're doing, and showcase their projects, that is not where we stop really. So we have a very vibrant industry interface coming in. So we have people from our students visit regularly, people who are making paints, people who are doing bricks, people probably who are doing some research in bricks. How can certain aspects of the building products, how can they be modulated? So when they once see and experience how these things are being made, you open up that arena of innovation and
Right.
how to delve into that and how to improve upon that also. The other thing is, now we are trying to invite a lot of international collabs into the university as well.
Yeah.
So we always had this international conference that we used to hold every few years, in which experts from the industry, from the academia, from the profession used to come and have handshake exercises with the students and deliver something, not just as products or not just as a talk, but also have a little activity solving techniques with them, so that you can have a small time problem and then you can gauge how the expert thinks and how I am thinking, or how the student is thinking, and how they can improve upon it. In addition to that, we are not stopping at faculty alone. We are also now involving international students. Not as an, I would not say that, and formally say that's an exchange program. I would not say that, but yes, in a way it is, but it is more about understanding and opening your mind to the whole world. that look what is happening in UK,
Right.
look what is happening in Spain, look at the kind of sheets they are putting across, look at the kind of illustrations they are doing, look at the pedagogy, look at even the culture, the bonding of the teacher and the student abroad, and look at the bonding of the teacher and student here. Look at the way they look at architecture, which is most important.
Right.
Look at how you are looking at architecture. So all those things also we are trying to touch. Of course, along with this is a huge palette of inclusivity, how that has entered design, how generative AI is a part of design now. And very regular. Why should I stop my students कि chat GPT मत use करो, तुम
No,
AI
use
मत use
karo.
करो, करो use and make it your slave.
Yeah.
So that by the time you graduate with lesser hours and lesser staff, you can produce something which is more magnanimous than your counterparts.
And
So
if
why
you
not?
don't do it, someone else will do it and beat you to
True.
it.
So that is what we've phased out in many directions now, and we are trying to do that. We are encouraging students, and I think everybody wants to follow the paths which Atul took.
Just to add to that, what the earlier point that you made, two events which I would like to mention here. One, we held the NASA, we held the NASA event here at the LPU, and we had 25,000 students from all across India. And it was close to, I think, 300 colleges, 300 architecture colleges were at LPU. And it was such a great learning experience for, our students as well as because, when you hear the perspective from South, North, East, that's where, when you learn from your peers, the perspective changes altogether. And the second thing, the international, that's a big focus. It just started in the last 5 years. We have students from Italy coming for a joint studio. We are continuously looking for our training, for students to go abroad for training because it's a 6 months. So our focus is on training students abroad. So we've had students in Germany, UK, Australia, Singapore, Dubai. So that is our focus completely. So just because it's a 6 months period, why not get, the exposure which, could be life altering. So that's our perspective, our focus in a big way now in the last 5 years.